Hi everybody, so today is going to be a softly spoken video, and yes, I have a different light on right now. This is actually my happy light, which I use for seasonal depression, and it's obviously very bright, so I thought it might work really well too for a ASMR video. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I have a bit of a different setup, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I thought today I would do a Q&A video and then maybe a little bit of reading at the end. So I have some questions from my phone. I'm using my mom's phone to record this, if you were wondering. So I have some questions from my phone here, which most of them I got from Instagram. And whoops, let's see. And I also have a few questions that are from my email that I got. So let's see here. I guess we'll start with the ones from Instagram, because why not? So again, I'm not gonna say your guys' names just because I never really know what to do with that, like if you want your names said or not, so I always figure better safe than sorry. I just won't say it. I guess I'm still sick. So the first question is, talk about your experiences studying abroad. Where did you go? What did you like and what didn't you like? That's a really good question. I think, well, so if you guys didn't know, I went abroad twice. I almost said during high school, during college. I went abroad twice in college. And the first time I went abroad, I was actually a freshman, and that's like kind of rare that freshmen go abroad, but I did go abroad when I was a freshman, and I went to London, England, and basically the semester that I did there was kind of special in that it was only 6 weeks long, but it counted for an entire semester, like, worth of work. So it was really stressful because we had to like cram a lot into a little bit of time. But it was awesome. I remember loving pretty much all of it. It was really hard, like I got homesick, obviously. It was really hard, like having anxiety there. I remember like a few times having like a really bad anxiety attack, and like I was just really lucky that my friends were there for me, and we got through it together. I was very lucky, especially being a freshman. So yeah, but I really loved being in England, and I loved London specifically as a city. I thought there was just so much to see and explore and experience. I was 18 at the time, so obviously, like, you know, it was fun to go out at night and being able to drink, and yeah, it was just a very special experience, and totally unforgettable. I say the same thing about when I went abroad this year, my senior year, for the fall, and that was a whole semester, and I went to Washington, D.C., and it was it was incredible. I don't want to say too much because it was very recent, and like a lot of personal things happened there, but it was definitely my favorite semester, like, by a long shot, like, and I am in love with DC now. Like, I love that place so much. I met so many people there who I never thought I would meet ever. Made so many relationships there that I never thought I would get to make. I just generally, like, I had so much fun, and I learned so much, and I made a lot of career moves while I was there, so by far my best semester. You know, and I was still taking classes and everything. I would say that's, like, the one thing, like, with London, you know, it was shorter, so I don't have, like, as much time to pull from as, like, when I was in DC, but, London was awesome. I would say that there were definitely times where it was, like, really, really, really stressful, and it was a little bit too much because, like, we were overseas, so there wasn't, like, I don't know, like, if you were having an emergency, like, you couldn't just go home, you know, and, like, with the amount of, like, academic load they put on us, I didn't really like that part. I think maybe they should have either made the semester longer, or they should have lightened up the workload, but, you know, I do understand, why it was so rigorous, I guess, because, the school that I go to is known as a very good school. Anyways, so, which I don't know if you guys know where I go. I haven't really told you guys that, but if you figured it out, like, just comment and I'll see if you guys know or not. I'm kind of interested to know. Anyways, but yeah, so my broad experience was, both of them were amazing. DC, I just don't even know how to put that into words. It was the most amazing semester of my life. So yeah, anyway, next question. Okay, I got a couple of the same question, which is, what's your favorite movie? My favorite movie is Moonlight, which is excuse me, I think it won a couple of awards, but it's by, who is it, Barry Jenkins, the director, and it has Trevante Rhodes in it, who was in Bird Box, but I discovered him there first, and I fell in love with Trevante, and, like, the whole story was so beautifully told. Like, I was so moved by the whole thing, and it was interesting for me because, like, you know, I'm a white woman. I'm a far cry from, like, a gay black man growing up in the projects of Florida, like, but it touched me, it hit me so hard, and I think for that reason it was like, that's a good fucking movie. Like, you know, if you can tell the story that well, and, like, and what a story they told, like, it was amazing. I was really moved by the whole movie. It's so beautiful, and so still my favorite movie. I mean, it came out like 2 years ago now, but yeah, my favorite movie for sure. This person said why are you always yawning? You might be depressed or just exhausted. Both. Also, I don't cut out my yawning in the videos because I figure, like, yawning is contagious, and I'm trying to get you guys to go to sleep, so yeah. Someone said, do you do Poshmark? I don't really know what that means, to be honest. No? I've heard of Poshmark. I don't really do it. What? Like, do you mean, do I shop there? Because, like, no. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? That's a big question. I just want to be happy. Like, I really just want to be happy. I know that's such a lame answer, but it's true. I want to have a stable career. That's probably the first thing that came into my mind, is good career. I want to have a really good career, but I want it to be, like, the kind of work where, you know, you're not doing it for money, you're doing it for the satisfaction of the job that you're doing, and because you love what you're doing. And you know, I don't want to be in a position where I'm just working for the money, and I know that, you know, that's how most people end up. But I guess my goal is to be in a career where I'm just doing what I love, and it's not about the money. Sorry. Any ghost stories or paranormal encounters? Definitely. I guess then, like, the main two that come to mind first are, like, the first one is when I was 7, and I remember I was 7 because it was my birthday and I had just turned 7. And I woke up and I was so excited to wake up because, you know, it was my birthday. And on my birthday when I was little, my mom would, like, leave little I'm sorry, this house makes so many weird noises. My mom would leave little presents, like, on the nightstand right next to where you sleep. So you would wake up and then there'd be presents there. And it was really cute. And I just remember waking up, and it was, like, probably really early hour of the morning, probably about 5 in the morning or so, maybe 5:30, because, you know, the sun was just coming up, you know, that hour. What is it, like, dawn? I'm an idiot. And I saw, the best way I could describe it is I opened my eyes, like, my eyes shot open. They just shot open. And I looked across the room, like, directly across the room, and my bed is, like, on one side of the room against the wall, and then there's the other side of the room, obviously. And so I looked directly across, and I saw this skeleton, and it was, like, levitating off the ground, and it's, like, arms crossed like this, like its face was facing the ceiling. So it was, like, horizontal, like, lying down, levitating. And I swear to God, I have the most vivid memory of that, and I was, it's so hard to film an ASMR video, you guys, I swear to God. Okay. It was levitating off the ground, and I was like, oh hell no, it is my birthday, what is happening? And I was just stared at it for a good 5 minutes. Like, I remember being locked in, like, not paralyzed, like, it was not sleep paralysis because I could move. Like, I remember, like, moving my arms, like, a little bit, and like, I could move. I know it for sure, like, it was not sleep paralysis, but I just kept my eyes, like, on this thing for a long time just to see, like, is it really there? Like, what is this? And then eventually I just got so freaked out and, like, in my head and everything, and, like, I was 7, so I just started screaming at the top of my lungs, like, screaming, and, like, crying. And my mom came running into the room. She was like, what the fuck? And as soon as, like, I looked at her, and then I looked back and it was gone. And I just remember feeling this presence. It was weird. And also, side note, when I was growing up, I had an imaginary friend, and his name was Creepy, and he was a skeleton. So, I don't know, just throw that in there. Anyways, other experience was, when I was in high school, so quite some time later, and, I was, like, a senior in high school or something. Oh man, this is probably, like, 5 years ago now. And, sorry. And I remember my friends and I, 2 of my friends really wanted to, we had this group, it was, like, maybe 8 of us, maybe less, maybe, like, 6 to 8 of us, and 2 of them really wanted to play Ouija. Really wanted to play it. one of them got the game and then was like convincing the rest of us to play it. So we were like, okay, fine. So this one night we go and I lived in a really small town, like with lots of woods everywhere. So we go to one of the baseball diamonds, which is like in the middle of the woods, like literally nothing around it except for woods for probably a good 3 miles, like on all directions, like thick dense woods. And then there's just this random baseball diamond in the middle. There's like of the woods. Okay, so we go there and we're driving out there, and it's dirt roads, like to get there, like super rough rocky dirt roads. It's like you're off-roading to get to this diamond. And we bring our candles, we bring the Ouija board, everything, and then we go to the center of the baseball diamond and we get in the circle and we do the thing. Seance, I don't really know what you would call it, but you know, we play Ouija. And I was like one of the first or second people to participate. And I remember I was like, this is bullshit, and then I put my finger on the, you know, the what do you call it, the planchette, right? Isn't that what you call it? Put my fingers on it, and then one or two other girls, we had our fingers on it, and then somebody started asking questions, you know, and eventually it started to move. And I was like, I swear to God, I'm not moving it. I swear to God, I'm not moving it. No one was fucking moving it. And it was just moving. And I was like, well, maybe it's like, you know, because like people's hands like shake a little bit all the time. Like they're not always, like, everyone is not born to be a neurosurgeon, you know? Like my hands shake a little bit. Like, see how they have like a little bit of tremors? And so I'm like, well, obviously like it's probably picking up on that or something. But it was like moving kind of fast. And so I was like, what the fuck? And if anything, I was kind of like pulling away because I was like scared. So if anything, I was pulling it the other way. It was weird. And it ended up spelling out like this guy's name and everything. And we're like, how did you die? And then it said, and I think this is funny now because it's not funny, but like, you know what I mean? My town was super white. Super white. And it said KKK. It was like K, and then like pulled away for a little, and then went back to K, and then pulled away a little, and then went back to K. And everyone was like, what? and then some of the wind blew really hard. And some of the candles went out, and we were like, oh my God. And like one girl started crying, and it was crazy. And then we had to go have a sleepover after that, and we were all so terrified. Oh my God, it was crazy. Anyway, sorry, that was the longest answer to that question ever. Okay. Anyway. What else do you enjoy doing besides videos and stuff? Well, a lot of things. I'm not going to tell you guys all of them because I do like to keep some things to myself. I'm sorry. But, I think you guys already know I love writing. I've been writing a lot of poems recently. Love reading poetry as well. Love reading poetry. If you guys have any really good suggestions for poetry books, please leave them in the comments below. I love that shit. Specifically stuff like The Poet X or Ruby Carr. You know, that really popular one. Sorry. I should know these titles. I'm just like brain dead right now because I've been playing Zelda all day. That's what I do when I'm sick. Oh, and I also like being active. You guys know about boxing. There's a couple other things. I mean, well, honestly, there's a lot of stuff. I like knitting. I think it's really relaxing. I keep hearing background noises and it's really bothering me. And I also love collecting journals. Love collecting journals. I think they're beautiful. I love them. I'm probably gonna come up with 1,200 other things in like 20 minutes that I forgot to say, but yeah. I also like baking. Oh my god, why is there so much noise? What is my family doing? I can't. Okay. Your zodiac sign and placements. If you don't know, please check. I'd love to know. Okay. I know that, sorry. I know that my sun sign is Aries, but I'm gonna look at my placements really quick. And my friend explained some of this to me, like what some of the placements mean. Whatever. Okay. I'm just putting my time and date of birth in, and then excuse me. Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, Zodiac Tropical. I don't know what Placidus Orb means, but I'll just read you my Zodiac. So my sun sign is Aries. Love being Aries, hardcore Aries, like I said, love it. I'm a proud Aries woman. My moon sign is Virgo. My Mercury is in Aries. My Venus is in Aries. My Mars is in Virgo. My Jupiter is in Aquarius. My Saturn is Aries. My Uranus is Aquarius. My Neptune is Capricorn. Pluto is Sag. Lilith is Virgo, and ascending node is Virgo. Right? It says that I have 7 masculine, 5 fire, feminine 3, earth 3, cardinal 5, air 2, fixed 2, water 0, which is interesting, and mutable 3. So that's pretty interesting. Fun fact though about me is that my birthday was actually really celestial. There was it was Palm Sunday, and there was a full moon, and it was out at the same time as the sun, according to my father, who was there. So I think he's a credible source, but who knows. And there was a comet coming down. I know that for a fact. There was a comet coming down overhead. And I don't know if there was like a meteor shower or something. I don't know, but there was a lot going on. And then I was like, what's up, y'all? So take that for what you will. Anyways, let's continue. Okay. Favorite band / artist? Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish right now. I'm obsessed with Billie Eilish. I was obsessed with Black, Six Lack, whatever you know him as, for also a long time. East Atlanta Love Letter is like my shit. But Billie Eilish right now. What's your favorite outfit for going out? Whatever's not dirty. I don't really know. I have these really cute blue camo pants that I like. Do you have a travel bucket list? And what place is number 1? I used to, and then I think I lost it when I lost my old phone. But right now, like recently, I've really wanted to go to Hawaii, which I know is like pretty, like everybody wants to go to Hawaii, but I have a friend there now, and so I'm like, oh, I'm actually really interested to like see where she grew up and everything. I think it sounds really cool. Anyway, what's the craziest thing you've ever done, guys? I'm not gonna tell you. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, boxing is kind of crazy if you think about it, but like, no, I don't know. I'd really have to think about that. I mean, geez, for the sake of this video, I don't know, maybe jumping off a cliff into water. It's fine. I wasn't like trying to do anything. I've done crazier things. I can't remember right now. Do you have a secret unknown skill? No. I mean, I have synesthesia, but that's not like a skill. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. Because I don't feel like going in depth on it right now. If you do know what it is, you're awesome. Or if you have it, oh my god, if you have it too, tell me, please, like DM me, please. Do you have a travel bucket list? Oh, I just read that one, whoops. Do you speak any other languages? Spanish, ASMR? No. I mean, listen, like, I'm not bilingual. I really don't know any other languages fluently, except English, but I do know a little bit of Spanish, like I know pendejo. I could probably do a little bit of Spanish ASMR, but like, maybe. If you guys want it bad enough, okay, I'll embarrass myself. What are your hobbies? Are you still into rowing? Do you lift weights to get stronger and better as an athlete? Yeah. I mean, I do lift weights, but not like really not that often at all. I mean, if it's part of the training routine that my coaches are having me do at the time, then of course, like, I'm gonna do it. But my typical workout is a boxing workout. You know, road work. I row very occasionally on the erg that I have, just as cross training, but I don't row on the water anymore. I mean, if the opportunity came along to get back on the water, of course I would take it, because I rowed for 4 years. Like, that's always going to be in my heart. But you know, my sport now is boxing, so that's my focus. Other hobbies, I do play the cello, if that's what you'd like to know. I'm just gonna answer a couple other questions because this is getting pretty long. Have you ever been to Sweden, and where in Sweden do you mainly have your roots? So yeah, basically, I think some of you guys might know this. I mentioned that my family is partly Swedish. We are not, well, I am not 100% Swedish. But my mother and father both have Swedish ancestry in them. My father is 75% Swedish, and he is, I think, a quarter Danish. I'm pretty sure about that. My mother, I don't know how much of her is Swedish, but I know some of it is, and then the other part is like Sicilian. So that's, I think, where I get like my darker features from, is the Sicilian side. But I am mostly Swedish, which is why, like, if someone asks me whatever, like, what are you, whatever the hell, I usually just say Swedish, because that's the majority of what I am, and that's the traditions, those are the traditions that have been passed down to me. I don't know Italian traditions. I don't really know much about that side at all, but my grandparents, who were like 100% Swedish, well, one of them was, the other was, I think, I don't know, they were very Swedish. They passed down Swedish traditions to me, and a few Danish ones, so that's just what I know. But I don't want to claim to be like Swedish, you know, because I'm American. That's what I ultimately am. I'm American, but that's like my heritage. But yeah, I think Sweden is fucking awesome. I'm really proud that that's part of my ancestry. Unfortunately, I can't afford to go there right now, and I've never been, which is really sad because I really wanted to go see my grandfather's, there was a farm where he grew up on, I think, before he came to America. And yeah, so I really hope one day to really want to go out there. I spoke to my dad about it, and we want to take a trip, see where the family was, but I believe, I don't want to say the area because it's literally my last name, and I'm not really comfortable with that right now, although I'm sure you guys probably already know it, but like, as far as I know, it's like a really green, like, area, like a valley area, and it's really beautiful from what I've seen. So yeah, I think Sweden is amazing. I think a lot of people need to be more like Sweden, and yeah. Anyways, so like I said, this is getting really long, and I did want to do a little bit of reading, because there's this really cool book that I have here, and I want to know if any of you guys have read it. It's called Mindset, and I know I've read like 6 different books on this channel and haven't finished any of them on here. If you want me to finish a book on here, like, let me know, but I feel like people would really have to love the book for that to happen. So I'm just kind of doing excerpts, because that way you guys will be well-rounded. Right? It's called Mindset, and it's the new psychology of success, how we can learn to fulfill our potential. And it dives into like how to do that in parenting, business, school, and relationships. I just want to read like a page and then signing off, but okay. It's one thing to have pundits spouting their opinions about scientific issues. It's another thing to understand how these views apply to you. For 20 years, my research has shown that the views you adopt for yourself profoundly affect the way you lead your life. It can determine whether you become the person you want to be and whether you accomplish the things you value. How does this happen? How can a simple belief have the power to transform your psychology and, as a result, your life? Believing that your qualities are carved in stone, a fixed mindset, creates an urgency to prove yourself over and over. If you only have a certain amount of intelligence, a certain personality, and a certain moral character, well, then you'd better prove that you have a healthy dose of them. It simply wouldn't do to look or feel deficient in these most basic characteristics. Some of us are trained in this mindset from an early age. Even as a child, I was focused on being smart, but the fixed mindset was really stamped in by Mrs. Wilson, my 6th grade teacher. Unlike Alfred Binet, she believed that people's IQ scores told the whole story of who they were. We were seated around the room in IQ order, and only the highest IQ students could be trusted to carry the flag, clap the erasers, or take a note to the principal. Aside from the daily stomach aches she provoked with her judgmental stance, she was creating a mindset in which everyone in the class had one consuming goal. Look smart, don't look dumb. Who cared about or enjoyed learning when our whole being was at stake every time she gave us a test or called on us in class? I've seen so many people with this one consuming goal of proving themselves in the classroom, in their careers, and in their relationships. Every situation calls for a confirmation of their intelligence, personality, or character. Every situation is evaluated. Will I succeed or fail? Will I look smart or dumb? Will I be accepted or rejected? Will I feel like a winner or a loser? But doesn't our society value intelligence, personality, and character? Isn't it normal to want these traits? Yes, but there's another mindset in which these traits are not simply a hand you're dealt with and have to live with. Always trying to convince yourself and others that you have a royal flush when you're secretly worried it's a pair of 10s. In this mindset, the hand you're dealt is just the starting point for development. This growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts. Although people may differ in every which way in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, or temperaments, everyone can change and grow through application and experience. Do people with this mindset believe that anyone can be anything? That anyone with proper motivation or education can become Einstein or Beethoven? No, but they believe that a person's true potential is unknown and unknowable. That it's impossible to foresee what can be accomplished with years of passion, toil, and training. Did you know that Darwin and Tolstoy were considered ordinary children? That Ben Hogan, one of the greatest golfers of all time, was completely uncoordinated and graceless as a child? That the photographer, Cindy Sherman, who has been on virtually every list of the most important artists of the 20th century, failed her first photography course? That Geraldine Page, one of our greatest actresses, was advised to give it up for lack of talent? You can see how the belief that cherished qualities can be developed creates a passion for learning. Why waste time proving over and over how great you are when you could be getting better? Why hide deficiencies instead of overcoming them? Why look for friends or partners who will just shore up your self-esteem instead of ones who will also challenge you to grow? And why seek out the tried and true instead of experiences that will stretch you? The passion for stretching yourself and sticking to it, even or especially when it's not going well, is the hallmark of the growth mindset. This is the mindset that allows people to thrive during some of the most challenging times in their lives. I thought that was really interesting. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for listening to me today. I hope that this video helped you to relax a little bit. I know that I love making these videos because they help me to relax as well. And I'm just gonna finish my tea and then sign off for the night. So I will see you in the next video. Sweet dreams.